we need to talk about. The Corgi is the breed of the week. Tell us about it.
So here, can you do a little fill in right now?
I suppose I could. So, Positively Petland, I'm sorry, the Positively Petland show Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on 800 KXIC. Petland is located over at the marketplace across from Lucky's, Lower Muscatine Road. They offer buy 10, get one free. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Buy 10, get one free. You said it opposite, didn't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's buy one, get 10 free.
Yeah.
No. That's not a good business model. But swing by there, and obviously with the rainy and the colder temperatures that we've seen over the past week, we're not out of winter yet. They offer sweaters, booties, paw guard is something that I'm a huge fan of. You can put it on the pads of your dogs, and that will help prevent their pads from stiffening up and breaking, which is going to keep them more comfortable. Did I do okay?
You did very, very good. Thank you.
I actually do listen.
So we were off the air. We were talking about the weather and all the things that are happening, and I didn't have the Pembrok Corgi up, and so now we do have it live.
Tell us about the Corgi.
So what I'm doing right now is just going to petlandiowacity.com, and under breeds, I'm just looking for the Pembrok Corgi, so alphabetically and all that kind of stuff. And you can do this as well. Go to petlandiowacity.com and research the different breeds. We put on there, and this is all from AKC, just nice, brief, hey, is this the right breed for you kind of information. So it goes everything from, what is the Pembroke? What's the history? What's the temperament? What kind of environments do they thrive in? Hey, how much exercise am I going to be needing to do with this dog? And then grooming requirements. So it's a nice summary of that. So we're going to go through that right now. So we have in our store a Pembrok Welsh Corgi. There are some other Corgis out there. The Pembroke seems to be the most popular one in the United States. So on the website, it's talking about how it's a low set, strong, sturdily built. The Pembrok Welsh Corgi gives an impression of substance in a small space. And I would just totally agree with that. This morning, we have both a Pomsky and a Corgi with me. And the Pomsky was being a Pomsky. It was being it's a fun dog, but boy, do they have energy. The Corgi was like sitting on its hind legs, very prim and proper and all that kind of stuff. So it was a lot of, it does give a great impression in a small space. He is one of the most agreeable small house dogs, as well as an avid competitor in many dog sports, including conformation, herding, and obedience. The Pembrok Corgi is a separate breed from the Cardigan Corgi, possessing a shorter body and a straighter, lighter boned legs. His ears are pointed tip and stand erect, and he has a short tail. The one that I have, I'd have to like go search for the tail. It's so small. The coat can be red, sable, fawn, black and tan, with or without white markings. And what we have is a fawn with white markings, right, in our store. I think though the other one, I don't have that one with me. I think that's more on the tricolor. It has hints of black in it. What's the history? So, Jerry, where do you think the Corgi originates? Where do you think the Pembrok Welsh Corgi originates from?
I'm going to go with the safest answer. Its mother.
As well as you did. So the Corgi is from Pembrokeshire, is a breed of considerable antiquity. The direct ancestors of the Pembroke were brought across the Channel in 1107 by the Flemish weavers. The early progenitors, the early progenitor is said to have had a resemblance to the old Schipperkes.
You're using some big words.
I know, and I think I'm doing pretty good too.
We're holding it together there, and then all of a sudden it started to snowball.
And sprang from the same family that includes the Quichon, the Pomeranian, the Samoyed, Chow Chow, Norwegian Elkhound, and the Finnish Spitz. The temperament, bold and friendly. The Pembroke responds well to training and loves his family. I've noticed that hugely. It is a family lover for sure. But he may try to herd you. We have one that herds us at home when you're walking.
Define herd.
Herd is it will like walk alongside you, and when they want you to turn, they'll kind of go right in front of you and take a turn.
I got you.
Let's see, where am I? But he may try to hurt you. He thrives on farms, but can adapt to a variety of living situations if given regular exercise. This breed also requires routine brushing. So it's not a long coat. It is a shedding dog. But it's a longer coat. It's not a short hair dog. Let's see, AKC recognized them back in 1934. Notice how I said all those different breeds earlier. It is a mix of all those breeds put together. And in 1934, a group, got together and really defined what does a Pembrok Welsh Corgi going forward, what are we going to do? So then that's when they stopped mixing it and said, okay, this is now a standard breed going forward. Ranging in size from 10 to 12 inches tall at the shoulder. It has shorter legs and a longer body. So that's a shorter dog there. Cattle driver is the purpose, all-purpose farm dog. Environment thrives in the apartment. So it's fine for those small dwellings. Low to moderate activity indoors. Daily extended exercise is needed. I just can't believe people are going to run that far with a Pembroke. I guess they are. Yeah, they're hardy, so they're gonna. This is a nice small dog that's going to want to go running with you. And then grooming, easy care, occasional brushing, moderate seasonal shedding. So that's the Pembrok Welsh Corgi. So
I thought you cracked your phone. Sorry, that's why I touched it.
Oh, he's touching my phone. He violated my space just now, and
you didn't crack it. So that's the Corgi.
Yeah.
How much did you say it weighs again?
Just put it at 10 to 12 inches tall at the shoulder. A Pembroke is going to be, and this is off the top of my head, so you can look this one up, but it's going to be in that 20-pound range, maybe low 30s even.
Guess how much I weighed when I was born?
Not 30, I hope. I'm going to guess.
30 pounds.
9 3/4.
9 3/4. 10-3.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mom.
I was number 5, by the way.
Yay.
So
that was probably good that you were number 5 in that.
Think about that from the standpoint of that Corgi is 10 pounds or 20 pounds range roughly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why a small little unknown fact that I thought I'd throw.
Yeah, I'm still guessing at that one too.
Yeah. On where I was coming from.
Yeah.
I was trying to make the correlation because I said where did the
all the way at the beginning. Okay, now I'm with you.
Did you come full circle on that one?
I did come full circle.
This
now,
is the way.
I think 90% of the people listening did too.
I think that they did also, but you were so focused on it that I was like, where did it come from? My mother, and so that's.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about, Rob?
All right. We're talking raw diets, and I'm going to specifically go into raw bones and saying, hey, this is something that you're going to want to try at home and everything. But bring it back a little bit, Jerry. Raw diets. Have you gotten into this whole raw diet? Are you a vegetable eater?
Yes.
So do you eat like raw carrots and things like that?
Well, I mean, yeah.
This is intro.
I thought you were talking more like meats.
You know what's interesting, and I know very little. I'm going to point out, but I know a little through my brother, who has been in raw diets for a long time, and I would be with you. I would think
that's where my mind went. I wasn't thinking of raw. But of course, I eat carrots and celery with peanut butter and apples.
Right, and you're going in the right direction for a dog. Raw diet kind of things. But for people, just keeping it back on the people side of things, there's a whole raw diet movement for people. And because we are more plant-based eaters, they really bring the raw diet first there. And then, a lot of raw diet people, and I don't know all the jargon, so I'm probably saying things wrong, don't eat meat. It's also a thing. Right. So they'll eat a lot of, the protein comes from the plant-based, so soybean or tofu, those kind of things is where they're getting their protein. A lot of nuts. So they're eating all sorts of different varieties of nuts.
So how does that translate to our pets?
Well, what I'm pointing out is that's something that is healthy for us to eat a raw diet. Do you know why it's healthier to eat a raw carrot rather than a cooked carrot?
I do not, because you're going to tell me.
Because you're going to get more nutrients from the raw carrot. So this makes sense. This is what I'm trying to point out. It's okay to eat the cooked and all that. And when Wendy makes the stews and the pot roast with the vegetables in them. I'm like all about the cooked vegetables there. They taste really good. But it's always good to eat the raw broccoli, cauliflowers, and all the different vegetables. And if you get more into it, you'll know which ones to get more of to get all your nutrients from. It's good because your gut will process that raw carrot and all the other raw things better. You'll get more complete nutrition digestion from the raw diet. So it's good for us. And now let's take it over to the dog side of things. It's good for the dog as well. But for a dog, there's no question you got to bring the meat into this equation. In fact, they're going to thrive on the meat, meat-based proteins, even more so than any grain-based. Grain-based proteins, they in the wild they get a little bit of that, but they have found that if you up that too high, the plant-based proteins, they actually don't work for the dog at all. So you have to lean over on the meat-based protein. So we're pulling this conversation slowly but surely of, so now that they're eating those raw diets on the meat side, they also are getting more complete digestion. They're getting all the minerals from it. They're even getting the enzymes that are in there and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good diet, and your dog will thrive on this kind of a diet. Now, most of us will go, I ain't doing it. I'm not bringing this raw stuff. Are you going to go, buy raw meat and start feeding it to your dog? And are you going to feel safe about that? Jerry, are you going to do that?
No.
Because you don't have a dog, but we'll go on beyond. And so, so that's where it comes into, or, it's just kind of gross. Are you talking about a raw bone and all that kind of stuff? So the manufacturers of dog foods have worked with these, or the higher quality ones have worked on how do we make this so that it's more palatable for people to do this. So we've talked about I'm getting crinkly papers, Primal. We already know what this is, right, Jerry? You recognize this. Primal, I got this brought out, freeze-dried nuggets by Primal. It's a nice, what I call food topper. So I still feed high quality kibble to our dogs, but then I crush a little bit of this on top of their kibble. So what I'm doing is putting raw diet on top of it. In this case, it's freeze dried. I'm telling you, there's nothing gross about a freeze dried product. It's kind of crumbly kind of product. It's not bloody or anything like that. So it's really easy to do. So that's how we introduced our dogs initially to a raw diet. And it was through freeze dried rather than cooking it. So that's what we've been doing for a while. Our dogs are thriving on it. We have an elderly dog, Callie, who's Wendy, what are we, about 15 years old? 16 years old?
15.
So, and she is definitely showing her age. She has kidney failure. When she walks around, she's got the senile kind of things going on where she loses her way and all that. So that's how old she is. But she has thrived this far health-wise, other than the kidney. She's doing fairly well. Like, everything's working. And we've used Primal to keep her eating because it's very attractive to them. And the extra nutrients can't help but, help her through her health. And then Susie, she's been getting it. She's, a young little thing still and running around, and she just loves it. Now, what we're going to start doing, though.
5 minutes.
Thank you. Did you hear me thinking out loud on that one? All right. So what I want to talk about is bones. Right now I'm holding a Primal Pet Foods raw beef marrow bone. So this is something that I took out of the freezer. It is not cooked. So this is exactly what you might think it looks like. It's there's a little bit of blood and all that kind of stuff, but there's no cooking going on this. And it's been vacuum packed and then in freezers, ever since it came from Primal. And what I was just talking to the rep yesterday about it. I go, how do I feed this to my dog? I want to start doing this. And I go, first off, I see this is going to be messy. Jerry, would you agree? Wouldn't that be a concern if you brought this home?
Yeah.
And so she said, that's why you feed it directly from the freezer. And I went, oh, I thought you had to thaw it out. And she goes, no. Keep it frozen.
It's just a beef bone.
It's just a beef bone. That's all it is. Keep it frozen and feed it. It's not going to be as messy. And she said, and you're going to find that the dog licks and does everything so quickly that it's actually not going to be messy. And I go, well, what about on a white rug? And she smiled at me and she goes, that's always the question. She goes, I'm always amazed on how many people have white rugs at home because that's always the question. She goes, okay, in that case, put a towel down or something. The dog is going to be stay on the towel with the bone. Or go to a tiled surface or some place where you can do it. Yes. So I think that is one of the cautionary things you want to do is put a towel down. I'm going to do it. Just put her in her kennel for a little bit, put a towel down in there. And I want to just see how this all works. Next question here. What have you learned about large dogs and bones? Is there some caution that you got to take?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And what do you here? What kind of bone do you never give your dog? Chicken bone or ham bone to a large breed strong chewer. In this case, this is a beef bone, so we don't even have that issue. But she said, what you're talking about, Ron, right now is a cooked bone. Those splinter. This one does not. And I went, oh, okay, so this is another difference. And she goes, they'll actually get bits of this bone off, and that is okay. The only cautionary thing she said, and if you go to Primal's website and you look up, this is what we have is called a recreational bone on their website. They do say when it does get down to the small size where they can swallow it, you got to take it away. But that would be true with any toy, with anything like that. If they can swallow it and there's a gagging possibility, and if you don't know this, you need to know this. Even with toys, you got to do this. Rawhide is typically people are very cautious of rawhide because they can get it in big clumps and try to swallow it, and that's going to be a choking hazard.
Sometimes you need to be cautious about trying to get that last little piece away from them because my Greta, if she was chewing on a bone or something that we got for her, she'll look at you going, back off, buddy.
So you might need another bone to like, here's a big one, kind of a thing. So obviously, your dog in that way better. So
my cocker was even worse.
Okay. That's a whole nother show,
Sorry.
But there's a way to get your dog to not do that.
My cocker, man, if you tried to take a bone or something away from her, she was.
That's a training. So a lot of us have that issue, and it's a training issue. Next, I think it's in 2 weeks, we're going to have a trainer on air, so we can even hit that one. But know that the last little tip on raw bones, when you're done, like, hey, I'm going to take this away from my dog, but it's not done yet. All you got to do is put it in a Ziploc bag, put it back in the freezer now, and when you're ready to do it again, take it back out. So a little bit more maintenance I see on this, but the benefits that they get are huge because now they're going to get digestion better, they're going to get enzymes better. She is talking about teeth. The help that it's going to give the teeth is even much better. There's things that are going to help keep your dog's teeth cleaner when you go to raw diets, and so a lot of benefits that you're going to get from them, and they're going to just digest the little bits that they get off better because it's a raw diet.
2 minutes. I don't mean to rush you.
So we are Petland of Iowa City.
What else do you have in your bag over there?
Well, it's just more of the same.
Okay, I got you.
I do want to make sure, and I should have said this all the way through. Right now, this month, when you buy a Primal freeze-dried nugget, I'm telling you, this is so easy to give your dog. You're going to get, just ask for it, a free Primal
That's
bone.
cool.
And so you can get to try it, and there's no, hey, if you don't like it, throw it away. But if you do like it, come back in and get another one. So Primal is supporting in this because Wendy's like going, what the nut? We're giving free stuff away again. When you buy Primal freeze-dried nuggets, small or large, you're going to get a corresponding bone to that for free.
Nut.
I do quite a bit. Yeah, that's
Lord.
my phrase.
Wendy's in studio right now, suffering through the show, the same as me. Petland of Iowa City,
located at the Marketplace Mall, across from Lucky's Market, Joanne's Fabric, the movie theater over in Iowa City. We're all over there. Big Petland sign. Just look for it. Come in and play. We are a balmy 72 degrees, no wind inside, and the dogs are at a resting temperature of 101. So they're nice, warm snugglers right now. So come on in, play. We've got bunnies and ferrets and hamsters and fish and all sorts of fun stuff. Come on in, check it all out, learn about pets.
You know, the difference between you and I, Ron, is that if I said that it's a balmy 72 degrees in the studio, I would have jinxed myself and the furnace would have broken down and it'd be 40 degrees in here the next day. So I'm hoping your furnace stays on.
I have so much backup. We are designed to have backup. So we have 3 furnaces.
Okay.
So we can lose 2 and still be fine.
You're flirting with, you are flirting.
In the summer, we've lost 2 air conditioners and I'm like going, okay, you need to get in here now.
Yeah.
But we've never been without.
You're flirting with karma right there, buddy. Just letting you know. PetlandIowaCity.com. Always a pleasure talking with you, Ron. And head on over there and check out Primal and the Corgi.
Yes, the Corgis are a lot of fun. Play with them. Have fun.
Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on Iowa City's News and Sports Station 800 KXIC. It is the Positively Petland Show. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you very much. Stay warm.